In Political Science for class 11, today the topic is Indian bureaucracy or civil service. This is the executive part only. As you know, the executive organ, which is the second organ of the government, that includes the Council of Ministers, headed by the Prime Minister, and a network of administrators. These administrators are called bureaucrats or commonly known as civil servants. These people are very skillful, they are skilled and trained officers who constitute or form permanent executives. They are called permanent executives. Why? Because they remain in service for quite long time, till the time they get retired. And the other type of executives are political executives. The Prime Minister, the Ministers of Council or Council of Ministers, these are all political executives because these are elected by the people, whereas the bureaucrats are not elected, they are selected, they are appointed, they are on their post on the basis of their qualification after clearing the exam conducted by a commission. Okay, so and they do not change with the change in the government. So that is why they are called permanent executive. Their work is also same, to implement the policies, and the policies that are framed by the ministers, by the political executives in the parliament, and they administer in implementing those policies. So they help the ministers in formulating and implementing the policies for the people. Alright, so that's why they are called permanent executives, as they do not change with the change in the government. We know the government is there in power for 5 years in our country, but after that fresh elections, general elections take place and new government is formed. So they will continue working. New government will come of any political party, but they will assist the new government also, as they were assisting the old government or ministers. Alright, so they assist the ministers in the formulation and implementation of the policies. Now we take the features of Indian bureaucracy. Features means there are some specialities about such type of service, bureaucracy or civil service, bureaucrats or civil servants. First feature is neutrality. Again, neutrality means they do not belong to any political party. They are non-partisans. They do not favor or criticize any government, whichever political party forms the government. So they remain neutral. They cannot oppose or criticize the policies formed by the ministers of any political party. So since India is a democratic country, the administration, we all know, is under the control of elected representatives, and these elected representatives are the ministers who are responsible to the parliament. And the civil servants, they cannot violate the policies enacted, formulated, formed by the parliament. In parliament, the ministers, they form the policies. Second feature is they are professional, permanent and meritorious. What does it mean? We know that it is not necessary that political leaders or ministers have to have particular level of education or qualification related to education. Any person who is literate, or it is not necessary that he has to be highly qualified. If he or she is qualified, well and good. If not, even then the candidate can, or a person can, contest the election and be the member of the government or member of the parliament. But it is not so in case of bureaucracy. A bureaucrat is a person who is highly qualified, educated, and meritorious, who qualifies the exam, passes the exam, written exam, before that preliminary exam, interview, and then on the basis of his eligibility, qualification, knowledge, ideas, vision, he is appointed as the bureaucrat. And permanent, as I had told you, that as political executives remain in power maximum for 5 years in a term. After that, if they are good, they will be re-elected. They will be re-elected by the people. Otherwise, new person will be elected. But these bureaucrats, they remain on their post till the time they are retired. And meritorious, as I have told you, they are knowledgeable, highly qualified, educated, and pass the exam. And this consists of all India services, state services, employees of local governments, and technical and managerial staff of public sector undertakings. All right. And UPSC, what is UPSC? This is an abbreviation, Union Public Service Commission. This is the commission that is responsible to conduct the tasks for the recruitment of civil service or civil servants. So they are recruited. They are not appointed, or they are not, they are not elected. They are recruited on the basis of their qualification, and they are recruited for the state by another commission known as SPSC, State Public Service Commission. The other one is Union Public Service Commission, and for states, State Public Service Commission or SPSC. Okay, that conducts such exams. Another feature is it is based on equality. So bureaucracy is based on equality. That means from all the sections in the society, irrespective of their caste, culture, status, gender, region, they can qualify such exam and be in civil services, especially the weaker sections. For this only our constitution ensures the representation from all the sections and provide the opportunity to the weaker sections by reserving the seats, okay, for scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, other backward classes, castes, and women, so that the social inequality is removed and whoever is eligible from any section of our society gets the opportunity. Okay. Another feature is that this is centralized. Centralized means this is controlled by the central government, union government. The person selected by UPSC or Union Public Service Commission for IAS service and IPS. IAS is Indian Administrative Service and IPS Indian Police Service. Okay, that constitutes the backbone of bureaucracy in states. In a district, like collector is the most important officer who is appointed by the central government. And IAS and IPS assigned for states, they work under the supervision of the state government, but they are appointed by the union government only, central government only. And if any indisciplinary or disciplinary action is to be taken, that will be taken not by the state government but by the central government only. So they are under the control of the central government even if they are appointed in the states under the state governments. So this system or feature strengthens the control of the central government. Now we take the classification of civil services. So classification of civil services is like this. They are categorized into 3 parts: all India services, central services, and state services. All India services like Indian Administrative Services and Indian Police Service, and IFS, Indian Foreign Service, and Indian Customs Service come under central services. Then state services are like deputy collector and state tariff officer. So this is about the Indian bureaucracy or civil service, which is the executive, okay, and that is related to the permanent executives of our system. Thank you.